So, man, congratulations on the victory. How do you feel about your performance of the night in general?
Yeah, it was pretty fun. I was coming here looking for an entertaining few matches, and, got it done.
Yeah. What was the final like? Talk us through that and how it went, and did it sort of surprise you or anything in there, kind of trick you out?
Okay, so finals was Nicky Rod, the Black Belt Slayer, versus Big Dan, the giant from, I don't know, Iceland or something like that. So like a 300-pound opponent versus a 230-pound natural Nicky Rod. So I don't know. I knew he was going to try and enter legs, and I just kind of used my I feel like I'm so handsome compared to him. He might have got a bit distracted, and I was able to body lock pass, due to that distraction. So got a couple of passes in, and took it to overtime where I know how to shine.
As a natural athlete, is this win more important to you to prove that you guys can do that on the biggest stage?
Well, I just think jiu-jitsu has a reputation for being unnatural. So it's up to guys like me to kind of separate us from the dirtiness, the filth of the steroid sport, the steroid Olympics. I've heard it called so many times. And not all of us are on gear. I'm a natural athlete. I've been wrestling since I was 12 years old. I've been lifting since I was about 16, 17. And I'm built for battle, and that's why I look this good. I know it's hard for people that are abusing steroids to understand a physique like this is actually attainable through hard work, dedication, and longevity.
Yeah. You made a challenge after your win. What was the mindset behind that challenge?
Well, let's go back. After my match with Gordon Ryan, I broke his foot in the same stage, right? And then immediately after his match, he accuses me of greasing. Greasing in the sport of jiu-jitsu is something like lubing up, putting lotion or oil on before you compete, so you're a bit slippery. So his excuse for me breaking his foot wasn't due to my proper technique. It was due to my lotion. So I was like, all right. I had this podcast with Mark Bell, the Power Project, scheduled. So I was like, all right, I'll let it slide. I give it a few weeks. I go on the podcast, and they asked me about our match. And they asked me what Gordon Ryan's best advantage is. And I was like, it's not technique, it's not strength, it's not size. It is his ability to use and abuse steroids. And he didn't like that too much. So my response to him accusing me of cheating was to tell people the truth. And, we have some back and forth on social media and whatnot. So I figure, having this win at UFC Fight Pass Invitational 4 would be a good chance. Oh, in addition, once I told the world that, he was on gear, which is nothing too bad. He kind of admitted it. He then accused me of doing steroids, so I take a random drug test. Shout out More Plates, More Dates. Derek randomly drug tests me. You guys can check it out on YouTube. And I passed that with flying colors, no problem. So he's like, oh, it's false. He's still on steroids. So I'm like, all right, no problem. You're continuing to accuse me of gear. So I win this match. I call him out, 10-minute match, EBL overtime with stipulations of we both passed USADA drug tests before and after competition. And check this out. Even if he fails, I'll still compete. Just whoever fails has to forfeit half their purse to the opposition. Sounds like a good time to me.
He declined that challenge when he was just here. He said that steroids aren't legal in jiu-jitsu.
He said they are legal?
Are not.
Steroids are not legal in jiu-jitsu. That's what he said?
No, he said they are not illegal.
Okay. All right.
He didn't expand on that, but that's what he said. Okay. But so he said no, and he doesn't want to give you sort of an organized match because he doesn't want you to make clout and money off his name. Instead, he'll just meet you in a tournament somewhere where he can just sort of bump into you and you won't get any sort of recognition or 3 times your normal purse.
If you look at Gordon's a guy of statistics and numbers and things like that. So if you look at reality, I have a match against Gordon Ryan where I break his foot, and then he all of a sudden retires. How ironic.
It's just a bit weird with him standing like right there. Why are you saying all this?
I would say it's better.
I agree. Do you think you will end up meeting him again in a tournament, or do you think he will realize the interest in this matchup and that you guys will do a scheduled matchup, USADA stipulation or not?
I'm down to compete in competition against the best guys in the world. Gordon's no different. I think even if we did the USADA test, he would not be natural. I think he's too far gone to be ever considered natural. But this jiu-jitsu is fun for me. It's just another game. It's just another bout that needs to be dominated, and I'm the guy to do it.
And Nicky, that first escape on Big Dan in overtime was just fucking beautiful and elite, man. Can you walk me through that?
Oh, all right, Big Dan. Yeah, so he starts armbar, and I feel like I have some space in there, so I kind of allow my arm to extend, and I just kind of give him a little bit of a thumb rotation to create the perfect amount of angle in order to escape.
And then he gets you in this armbar for the second one. How tight was that?
On a scale from 1 to 10, maybe like a 1.5. It was not very tight at all. I felt like, maybe a toddler was grabbing my wrist. So I limped out pretty easily and then, got to his back or took the back, then got my choke going.
What are you going to do with the 30 grand?
It's going to aid towards a down payment on a house as a responsible young athlete would.
Awesome. And what's next?
What's next? I have some seminars coming up. I have a seminar at Alliance Jiu-Jitsu in Redlands, California on the 2nd. But most importantly, like and subscribe our B Team Jiu-Jitsu YouTube channel.
Thanks, man.
All right, thank you.